What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have a new Icarus video for you. Icarus Week 126 update. This week they've added all kinds of new things. It's another huge update just right after Laika. They added a brand new Moa mount, which you can see here. We also get some new items, a new medicine bench, a new building tier. We also get new lights and new items to craft, as well as a tier 4 electric item to refill your oxygen tanks. There is so many balances and medicine changes and news. Let's get into it, shall we? Icarus Week 126 Project Clinic. We got a massive list of changes and new content far beyond their usual pace, off the back of an intense period of developer play. We're going to go over the change notes a little bit different this week. We're just going to kind of skim over things and then show you everything that's new. This update brings quality of life improvements, Laika fixes, balances, and more. We get a new dirt building tier, new Artic Moa, new building pieces, medical items, changes, and more. They go on to talk about Project Clinic. The long and short of it is that it's basically where they play the game and make the changes where they see fit. And this all fits in very well with their games are played, not made ethos, which is central to the studio's brutalist approach to making video games. We also get a summary of key Laika fixes. They say Laika was a smash hit, and they loved all the feedback. They have made extensive changes and fixes across the broad areas of the entire game. This includes performance, AI, mission, and rebalancing. We'll read the ones that are important. Snow wolves now spawn correctly in snare traps in the Arctic biomes. When leading with the hitching rope, they lead closer, and you can't instantly shear sheep for the unlimited XP exploit. Cats remain their own color now, and they fixed the bugs where mounts wouldn't be able to move when they come down. So they completely changed the UI for mounts and their behaviors. We'll show you that. And mounts no longer teleport if they are being ridden. They fixed tames that wouldn't attack neutral creatures like Komodos. Talking about the mount UI changes, we'll show you that. And lowered the bestiary point requirement on creatures exclusively ordered from orbit. Let's go over a few of these in game. First, we'll talk about the new animal UI. It's really nice. So you got a checkbox. So you basically click on whichever box you want them to do. You want them to lie down, you just click on the box for them to lie down, for them to stay. You don't have to click and kind of cycle through anymore. You can just click on whichever movement or command you want them to do. You also have the combat, which is passive, defensive, and aggressive. So it also shows you all the available commands for those animals as well. Also, whenever you hitch an animal, it should follow you much closer than it did before. And it looks like it sure is. Quite a bit closer, actually. Because they used to be a little bit farther away. So that's a really nice change. There's also so much more stuff that was added in this update, and this is this week's summary and highlights. We'll skim over these briefly and then show you. They basically made lighting better on players. We're going to test that out and see how much better that is in third and first person. They changed the socket so it looks a little bit better. They also added the Artic Moa, spawns in all maps in the Arctic zones, and has its own Juvenile as well for you to tame. They also go on to say they have many new animals planned, both tameable as well as monsters. Some you'll face in caves or in missions. So they have changed medicine and modifiers. Some of these changes might be a bit spicy for some users. However, it's a survival game. Most debuffs for medical reasons have been increased. Broken legs no longer fall off and you have to cure them with a splint. Splints are now easier though to craft and level requirements removed from all early game medicines. Some of the debuffs have also been nerfed and their impact on the player to compensate for the increased duration. There's also a tier 3 bench that's a medicine bench that serves as an intermediary between the herbalism and chemistry benches. Fits aesthetically with the existing benches and can snap to the kitchen benches. And all medicines that were present on the kitchen bench have been shifted over. So they added another bench. There's a brand new healing item as well at tier 1, a health recovery elixir at tier 3, and the tier 2 health recovery tonic has been given a buff. These 3 items basically healing you. You can also take meds and heal your pets and mounts with them with right click, as well as some new bandage animations. There's 2 new materials in the game, dirt and sand. Dirt can pretty much be, picked up anywhere where there's dirt, and sand, of course, in deserts, or anywhere sand is. It's also an alternative to crafting glass in the furnace, rather than having used silica. You can still dig dirt mounds in the ground by right-clicking. You can also place dirt mounds now, allowing you to place them in other locations. They also have stone cairns. You can actually leave a message to other prospectors and put an item or an animal carcass inside, kind of like a tombstone. We also get kitchen corners, so tier 3 and marble variants. Now you make curves and stuff. We'll show you all that. Also added a new item called the wood stove, and it's a good travel heat source. They've also made a few other small changes here and there, such as spoil timers are now displayed in hours and minutes. Steel roofs are separate now. We have 4 new electric lights and lots of host fixes and tons more content. As always, let's go over all the unlocks in Icarus this week. So we have the very first one here on tier 2, right next to the basic bandage, and that is the health recovery concoction, which is made with 3 oxite, 2 salt, and 3 bone. Very, very easy, and it heals 100 HP whenever consumed. At the end, we also have the stone Cairn, and it is made for 80 stone. Just crafted at your character. We also have the dirt mound, which is used to plant crops and stuff now. It's 5 dirt, and also the dirt foundation, which is 20 dirt, and the dirt ramp, which is 10 dirt. In tier 2, we see next to the water bomb and the farming carts and all that stuff is the wood burner. It's made for 15 steel, 5 coal, and 10 steel screws. That's all I see in tier 2. In tier 3, we have the medicine bench, and it is made from refined wood, iron ingots, organic resin, copper nails, and glass. And it's made from the machining bench up. We also have the new health recovery elixir, and it is 500 health when consumed. A really good healing made from the medicine bench. It takes organic resin, charcoal, flour, and salt. We also have the kitchen bench corner, which is just refined wood, iron ingots, epoxy, and copper nail, made at the machining bench. And at the very end, we have steel roofing, which is just steel rebar, steel ingots, and steel screw, and it is crafted at the machining bench or better. Finally, we have several unlocks in tier 4. As far as electricity goes, we have the frosted wall light, and we also have the exposed wall light. Both of these are crafted for iron ingots, glass, and copper wire at the fabricator, of course. And then we also have the exposed ceiling light and frosted ceiling light, same materials, same bench. So there's 4 new lights they added this week. And at the very end here, we have the Electrolytic Oxygen Synthesizer. And it is a fabricator made item. And it takes 2 titanium plate, glass, electronics, and copper wire to craft this. And it is basically a tier 4 oxygen synthesizer. So it gives you oxygen in your oxygen containers. And finally, you have the marble kitchen corner bench. And it's crafted for composites, aluminum ingots, concrete mix, steel screws, and stone. So the first thing we have to show you is the new snow chicken, and this is what it looks like. It's a variation of the Moa. It has it and its juvenile. You can only tame its juvenile. And of course it's got its own talents. We'll show you that one. We'll go ahead and tame one. You tame it just like you do normal Moas. And its name is the Artic Moa. And once we kill the mommy Moa, then we can take over the baby Moa, and it can become ours. Just hit E on that Moa, and we're going to bring it all the way back home. Also, the new Moa does drop Arctic Pelt. Jesus Christ, this storm. While we're waiting for our little Moa to tame and grow up and show you what it's looked like, we're going to show you real quick at night the lights and light changes. These are the exposed lights. From what we could tell, the frosted variations aren't currently in the game, or we don't know how to craft them, but this is the lights that kind of hang down, and then the side wall lights as well, and what they look like. So we got the exposed wall light right here on the side, and then of course the exposed ceiling light. And those are crafted in the fabricator. And also, since it's dark, we're gonna mention that lights are actually worth it now. So we actually have flashlight here, and we're gonna show you how well it looks at night. We can actually see a thing and see in front of us. So they changed the way lights are. Check out lights that you used to not use because they used to sway too much, and they may be better now. So for sure, the flashlight is probably one of my new favorites, and if not, the BioLight. So that's some great changes to the lights that they made this week. And when you're on a mount, you can also see that the light actually just does shine kind of straightforward, it looks like. I've noticed that sometimes the light will bug to a side or something like that. If it does that for now until they fix it, just kind of take the light out of the socket and put it back in, and that'll orient it straight ahead again. But get back on the mount here, and we'll show you that it should be semi straightforward like this. So yeah, it's also on mounts too. And I'm not even on the mount. And also, if you're in third person, you can see lighting much better as well. There's kind of a weird graphical error for me right now whenever I go in third person. But it seems like first person is pretty good, so it's not too bad. But yeah, you can see a lot better in third person as well with the lights. So that's the light changes. Here we have the medicine bench, which is made in the machining bench. You can also connect it to water as well, but we don't have it connected currently. The medicine bench will make some new stuff and things. It is supposed to be the medium between the chemistry bench and the herbalism bench. So you're looking at the medicine bench. This is a tier 3 item, and it can make one of the new items, which is the health recovery concoction, and that's what it looks like. It heals 100 HP whenever consumed. We also have the health recovery elixir. You can make that as well. You just need all those mats right there, and it gives you 500 health when it consumes. So this is your new best healing pot. As you can see, our old health recovery tonic, which is only 250 HP, will be outdated by this new health recovery elixir. So the elixir is what you're going to be wanting to go for, and it seems like it's quite easy to actually make. It's not too awful bad. Another new item is this thing. It's a tier 4 oxygen synthesizer, and it's crafted, of course, in the fabricator. And this basically will fill up your oxygen for free. You don't have to have anything but water connected to it and power. It does require power and 500 water to run, but it will sit there and fill up your O2 tanks and fill them up quite quick. It is the best thing to fill up your oxygen tanks currently in the game. So this is highly recommended you get one of these as soon as possible. So we have the corner piece here, or the corner kitchen piece, and we're just going to stick it right here in the corner, and then we're going to put some other benches on it. This is the tier 3 variation, so you could stick it on the left hand side or the right hand side there, whichever one you choose. There we go, on the left hand side, and then we should be able to place one right here on the right hand side, like so. And you'll be able to make a corner piece in your kitchens now. So now there's a kitchen corner piece. That is the tier 3 variant, and of course we're actually snapping to it, it looks like, too. I don't know if that's intended or not. Probably is intended, where it'd be easier to build like that. The marble version, of course, is the exact same. You can just snap some benches to it on the sides, whatever you choose to do. So say, for example, we wanted to put the other one on that side, and we'll just put, I don't know, the sink here to the left of it like this. So you can make a corner piece right there, and then maybe you could put like a decoration there, or a mortar and pestle, or I don't know, whatever you really want to in the corner. So that's the corner pieces for the building kitchen pieces, which is pretty nice. I really like that they added that. It kind of helps fill in that gap if you wanted to do kind of a corner kitchen, which is really nice. Also, the health recovery concoction is made there as well, and dirt mounds as well as the new foundations for dirt, which is pretty nice. So sand is not a buildable resource. We just have the dirt recipes, which you can see here, and that is the dirt ramp and the dirt foundation. These can just be made in your inventory by getting dirt, and you just get dirt with a shovel. You just take a shovel, and pretty much anywhere where there is dirt on the ground, you can just sit there and get dirt. Like this. And then you can make the new items. You can make the dirt ramp and the dirt foundation, as well as the dirt mound. The dirt ramp, which is seen right here, you could just like ramp up like this, or you can pick it up, of course, or you can make it a ramp like that, which is not supported. So it's not really that great support. But you can do a ramp like this, and you can do a foundation as well. Another foundation next to that one, and show you that there's another ramp there. We accidentally made another foundation. We might as well just place it to show you. And yeah, so that's basically the dirt and the dirt foundations. That's pretty simple. Just get some dirt with the shovel, and you can make some foundations if you want. So we're looking at a comparison of how much HP they have. They have 2,500 HP, which actually is about the same as stone. 2,500 for dirt and 2,500 for stone. It also 100% resists tree falling damage and 50% resists wind. This is building tier 8. And it does give some insulation from temperature as well. We also have the new stone Cairn, and the stone Cairn is made in your inventory. It does require 80 stone for you to make the stone Cairn. And all you have to do is hit E to interact with it, and you can leave a message. There's like a title, and then there's a message section. Then you can also put a dead animal in here if you want to make it like a, I don't know, rest in peace or whatever, you know, make it like a tombstone for your dead animals. And you can just type in whatever you want. like we've done here. It's quite simple. You can set it outside, and whenever you look at it, that's what you see. You see the top, that's the title, and the bottom line is what we typed in for text. And that's all that does. It's just that. You can mark paths however you want to use them. Next up is the wood burner, and it's crafted in the crafting bench or better, and it is great for keeping you warm in cold environments. So you can just basically put coal or whatever fuel source you want into it, and it will sit there and keep you warm. We are at 39 degrees, 40 degrees Celsius currently, and when we turn that off, we're at 25, so it does provide quite a bit of heat, which is great for the winter biome. Quite a bit of about 15 degrees Celsius difference between having it on and having it off. So that's the wood burner. We also have the steel roof, and this is what the steel roof looks like. And it's just a basic steel roof, and it's called steel roof, made in the machining bench. And you have multiple options for the steel roof whenever you hold R and choose them. So this is the steel roof and what it looks like. And it's just like a little green roof. It was like the old concrete roof, really. Also in the dirt category, we forgot to mention the dirt mound. And the dirt mound, you just make it for 5 dirt in your inventory. And you can place crops in it once you place the dirt mound. You can hold X to remove it, and that will get rid of it. It does not give you anything back when you do so. It just removes the dirt mound. You'll have to recraft it again, of course. The thing about the dirt mound, though, is currently in the game, it seems like it'll let you pretty much put it on anything. So, if, you weren't able to put dirt mounds on, like, say, for example, on structures or on rocks, like this right here. See, we weren't able to come up a little bit closer here, so now we can put this here and, take them all the way up to the edge of the stairs here if we wanted to. So if it's green, whenever you've got to place it, like this right here, or, on these right here, we could place it on different things. So try it out on different things and see what you can place it on. It's really nice that you can actually place dirt mounds on stuff you used to not be able to dig dirt mounds in. And as mentioned before, you just left click to collect the dirt, and then you can right click to make a mound. So if you want to keep making a mound, you can right click and make a mound instead of left clicking and just collecting dirt. So they made it easier to do dirt mounds and get dirt. Of course, you do it the same way with sand, and we're not going to go to the desert and show you the sand. You just stick your shovel into the sand and dig it. Dee went and got me some sand, though, so thank you to her to help me with some time restraint. This is sand, and of course, it's clear Icarus sand extracted from the ground with a shovel. Anywhere you see sand, you can grab it. Mostly just desert seems like the best place to get it, probably. So you can make glass with sand. It does require 10 sand for you to make glass. So for you to make 1 glass, it's 10 sand. So it's an alternative recipe for glass. And you can see 10 sand made 1 glass piece. So also, we're supposed to be able to heal our animals up with stuff. So whenever you put the items in your inventory, for example, Bandage, healing salve, whatever, you can actually heal up your pets. This is awesome because watch, this Moa has 96 HP. We're going to use this little one right here. We're going to heal them up. So we're going to put it on our bar and then right click it. It does say treat animal though in the bottom right hand corner. Same thing with Bandage. You can put Band-Aids on your animal. You can use pretty much any of the healing stuff on your animals now, on your Tames, which is really neat. And finally, the Moa is done. We have Frozen Chicken here. We're going to take a look at its talents real quick, as it is a new mount, of course. So it's got the skills here. It's got passive, and it's got lie down, all that good stuff. It is the Artic Moa. It does have some special skills. Let's take a look at some of the skills it has. It does have some Arctic modifiers, so it does move faster in the Arctic, 15% faster with Snow Walker. It does have quite a few of the regular Moa skills as well. You have 20% reduced perceived threat in the Arctic, and it also has natural cooling, which reduces the spoil rate of your food. And we'll get a really good look at the Moa. Since it's done now, we can actually show you our tamed version. It is a white Moa. It's very bushy, so it is a little bit different than the basic Moa, but it's basically the Moa, and it's got the Arctic talents and stuff like that. That is the new mount, the new Moa, the Artic Moa. Finally got it raised up. So one of the major medicine changes I'm going to show you is a broken leg. It's probably one of the very most important ones that we are going to demonstrate here. We have a splint. Splints are now made in your inventory and are quite easy to make, actually. You can just make them out of wood, sticks, and fiber, which is super easy. And they've reduced the penalty for a broken leg. So we're going to go ahead and purposely snap a leg here, and we're going to take a look at what that entails now. So the broken leg will never go away. You do have to heal it with those items and make a splint for you to be able to actually even heal. Broken legs reduce your movement speed by 50%, stamina regeneration by 25%, and food consumption by 25% increased. You'll also reduce 25% weight capacity. So we're just going to take a splint and consume that, and it should get rid of our broken leg completely. Also, there's a new bandage animation whenever you're bandaging yourself, like so. And an animation for whenever somebody else bandages as well, so you can see both those animations. And next week we get more Laika fixes. They're taking feedback, so let them know. They're also coming up with a solution to late game hitching in open world. And voxel loading will cause hitching, which is horrible on mine. Additionally, they have the little burn down trees and stuff like that. Maybe it'll fix that issue, and performance issues as well. And they have identified direct solutions to late game hitching that they're going to add as options for players who are involved in cleaning up the data of your save. So basically, they're going to try to optimize it and make it a little bit better for you guys. And me. We are going to take a really quick skim over the changelog here, and there are a few things here in the new content section that we wanted to go over, especially like the medicine changes and debuffs and stuff like that. A lot of it we've already mentioned, so we're going to skip over a few things, but we'll highlight a few things. They also increased the deep ore speeds for most ore types. They rescaled the meat reward for many creatures to represent their physical size. And corn and mushroom soup now cost 3 corn a mushroom respectively. Pneumonia has been renamed to cave sickness. And now you could drop in on sticks down south of the Great River. Here it is again, deep mining drills now have an increased drilling speed up to 20% based on the area level. So they made some changes to the mammoth tusks. We're not going to go out and get them, but basically they are a bulky item. They lowered their in-world scale to fit better on prospectors' backs, and they also give more crushed bone per yield when you crush them. And all the level requirements were removed for the antibiotic, anti-poison, antibacterial, blunt thinning, bandages, splints, and suture kits. Also, as we kind of shown, the splints do now stack. Here's some changes as far as medicines. Concussion and contusion now last 1800 seconds. Festering wound now lasts 1800 seconds. Infected wound now lasts the same, 1800. Dysentery is now 600 seconds. Broken legs have no duration and can be fully healed by the splint. And sprained ankles are now 120 seconds. They says here add a new deep ore types to workshop scanner. So I guess it's stone and oxite. Maybe it's only new prospects. I don't know. Here's something we forgot to show. Change the decay times to display minutes and hours rather than just seconds. And that goes for food that's in your inventory. So these are, you know, they basically won't spoil. And they don't show spoil timers, but these now do. It says 3.7 hours until spoiled. This one says 4.5 hours till spoiled. These berries here say 5 minutes until they spoil. Now it's given in minutes and hours. So it looks like added speed increase to drills that are outside spawn zones, which means notably in caves and out of bounds. So those are added up. They increased the speed on those. Looks like we can build aluminum with aluminum and aluminum ore now. So we still have in the machining bench here and higher the regular aluminum walls with the aluminum ore, but at the very bottom of the bench you're going to notice that there is a brand new set of recipes, and that is the aluminum that requires aluminum ingots. So you can now make it with aluminum ingots now, which made sense, honestly, but that was just added. And it does confirm right here that the frosted was taken out this week. Go ahead and move on to the fixed section, skim through that. Looks like they capped out mounts being tamed at max level 25 and talents. They made high tier troughs more durable. So if you logged in and seen some of the things were damaged, that's why. Oh, okay, here we go. Fix new deep ore resources not being selected by role. We found the deep ores or DDED. So she found us an oxite vein here, and this is what an oxite vein looks like with a little bit of grass in it, but still it's an oxite vein, and then you can put your deep vein ore or extractor on that. And here is a stone deep vein. And like we said before, you can actually go ahead and find them with this little deep ore finder you get from the workshop here. And we had to drop down on a new prospect. I don't know if that's intended, but it took us forever to try to find one on our main prospects, but we dropped down on a new prospect, found them instantly. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but there it is. And that's what it looks like. Also, when you shear a sheep, you get sheep XP. And the forest wolves and boar can now only be trapped in forest and grasslands. And they fixed the horse walk speed being really slow. And they made some more changes to the mount speeds as well. They increased the health and regeneration of the Drippo, so it should be easier to do that mission. I know they didn't actually add it, but it says add a frosted wall and ceiling lights. And we're going to skim over the feature content here real quick. Looks like we're getting a pyramid glass roof peak, a black wolf trap, pyramid concrete roof peak, an ice mammoth trap, wood pillar frame, and a brick frame pillar. Looks like they may be playing around with the tree regrowth as well. And a wood pillar frame, also a thatch and iron frame. And that's it for this changelog. Quite a bit of it, actually. Thank you so much to the late night crew, KHX, Sergio, Wolfie, Sandy, Silver, John, Rodnom, EMC2, Aaron, Steady Bob, JinK72, Kristen, Jaybird, Fubar, Chris, Gamer Joe, Sky Reaper 1, Sanchez, MTZ Gaming, Valiant, Alpha Tanker, Fabio, Hagar, Jason, Micah, Tyler, Redneck Teddy, Darkside, Lizard on a Stick, William Grant, Luis, and Booper. Thank you so much for being part of the Late Night Crew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to our supporters as well. And that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Subscribing will get you Icarus update videos every single week, just like this one, where we go into detail about the Icarus updates. And hopefully, we'll see you next time. Peace.